Are we in a housing bubble? Well, the short answer is what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jeremy Curson Show, where every episode we talk about business, entrepreneurship, investing, and personal growth. Of course, I'm going to leave you hanging there in that intro. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Are we in a housing bubble? Is the real estate market going to be crashing anytime soon? If you haven't already, please subscribe by smashing that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up at any point during this video. It helps the algorithm. Leave your comments down below what you think. And let's go ahead and get started. So as I was saying, the short answer is yes. I do think that we are in a bit of a bubble. Not too much. How much of a bubble? Well, in fact, we can actually look at the graphs and see just how far off the normal prices we are. All right, so as we can see from looking at this chart right here, this is the housing prices versus inflation, or the CPI, which is a way of tracking inflation. We are at about 34% off its consumer price index price, which is kind of where the median home price should be in relation to other goods and services. As you can see, we had quite the inflation back in the early 2000s, and then now we are back very far off of that CPI here in 2020. You actually have the cost of living gone down lately, and you have home prices at an all-time high. Most assets have actually regained most of their value if they dropped since the pandemic, or they've just stayed in place and been holding on strong. We still have about 20 to 30 million unemployed right now, and the government plans that have been put in place since the pandemic have helped, but are only going to help for so long. First, we did the stimulus plan, then we did the PPP plan, and then the biggest and most significant one is probably the CARES Act, which is mainly about housing. Basically, here's the most important stuff you need to know about the CARES Act. The CARES Act says that no one can be foreclosed on for 60 days after March 16th. Second, mortgage forbearance, which is either a paused or reduced plan of paying your mortgage, can go from the normal 180 days to 360 days. That's almost an entire year of possibly not having to pay any payments on your mortgage, or at least maybe half. But the deadlines to sign up for those programs are ending at the end of July. And here's what's happened so far. 30% of Americans missed their housing payments in June. Now, housing payments could be either rent or mortgage, so that number is a little bit blurry, but it's estimated that 7.5 of all mortgages, or 3.8 million Americans, are in some type of mortgage forbearance program right now. 7.5 of all mortgages. So why is the housing market still alive and going well right now? Well, you still have just at near all-time lows on mortgage rates, and you have a low inventory. You have a lot of boomers still sitting on their home, not selling, because then they would just have to go and rebuy at a high price. So when will the market begin to make a shift? I personally believe that it's going to be very, very soon. As soon as this, I guess, buyer's market, if you want to call it that we're currently in right now, is kind of trickles off, and the second round of this pandemic starts to ramp up towards the end of the year, and people continue to stay unemployed, and people continue not to go back to work, and programs, hopefully are maybe going to be in the works for more help, because right now we're at a rate where this is not sustainable. You cannot have, month over month over month of increasing sales price and a decrease in employment and a decrease in, GDP and all this kind of stuff. You can't, that doesn't sustain itself. So once these programs begin to expire, once these forbearance programs kind of come to an end and people maybe have to start putting up their homes on the market and foreclosures start to become more available on the market, I think that's when we're going to start seeing a dip. It's not going to be anything drastic, super quick or overnight, but this is going to be probably the top. I do not see us getting any much higher in prices. If you want to buy right now, that's on you, but I think that an even better opportunity is coming around the corner, probably in about 12 to 18 months. 2 years tops. 2 years could be the bottom, because even in the last, housing market decline, it didn't happen overnight. It was actually over a period of about 5 years from that peak to that bottom. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know again what you think in the comments. Where do you think the real estate market is headed? Do you think we're even in a bubble? If you like this video, be sure to watch other videos that we have. We'll put them right here and all this stuff. Or you can just click on my face and go to the whole channel. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.